Welcome back to the Midco Sportsnet Summit League Studio Show, brought to you by the Luxury Auto Mall of Sioux Falls. Jeff Harkness with Jason Andera. Just one of many tournaments going on around the area, including the Division II Northern Sun Conference Tournament. It's championship day up at Taylor Arena in Rochester today. And just completed moments ago, the number 1 seed, Wayne State, the number 2 team in the country, and the number 2 seed in the tournament, Augustana, the number 22 team in the country, who had split during the regular year, Jason, with Augie winning on their home floor by 15 against Wayne State, forcing 25 turnovers, limiting Wayne State to just 29% shooting. And then Wayne got their revenge by 3 down in Nebraska earlier this year. So it's two very, very well-matched teams.
Augustana had some favorable matchups, and in this game, they had some leads, but most of the second half belonged to Wayne State. But at the end, there was a lot of ties. It came down to the last shot.
Augie was down 9 at the break, went on a 9-0 run to start that second half, and it was back and forth down the stretch. 2.7 seconds left. Let's go to Jay Elson and Travis Traphagen for the end of this one.
You simply post Whitney up. Is that a possibility with what she's done?
That's a very possible, and use her as a decoy.
Hanson inbound. Duwelius, top shooter in the league, at the buzzer, and it's good! Clare Duwelius hits the shot, and Wayne State is your NSIC tournament champion, 61-59 the final. What a finish.
Well, I wouldn't have guessed that, to throw the ball away from the defense, But again, a very, very contested shot. You got to give a ton of credit to their senior all-conference kid. What a big-time shot. What a great basketball game.
Clare Duwelius had been quiet, at least by her standards here today, but she hits the biggest shot of all, a 2-pointer at the buzzer to beat Augustana 61-59, and Wayne State completes the season sweep. They won the NSIC regular season title outright. They are now NSIC tournament champions as well. Again, your final 61-59 in an incredible finish. Here it is again, throwing it up off balance, nothing but net. And what a shooter, Clare Duwelius, as she's mobbed by her teammates. And another look from the far end. Hayes got over in her face, did a good job defensively. That's really all Duwelius could do, is throw it up in desperation. And what a shot to end an incredible run for Wayne State.
Thrilling finish from Rochester. Wayne State stays as the number 1 team in the region. They'll most likely host the Central Regional when it starts next week. 61-59 the final. Clare Duwelius, the senior from Des Moines, hitting the buzzer beater. And these two teams might be meeting again in a very short period of time, Jason, because they're both going to make that Central Regional next week.
That Central Regional is so loaded, as we talked about. Some of the top teams in the nation in Division II are right here in the Central region. Wayne State, though, number 2 in the country. They get to host a game now, like you said, more than likely. And coming down to that last shot of the game, these two teams are so even. I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe they'd go to Ashley Arlen, their player of the year, but she was just 5 of 15 shooting on the day. It wasn't a foregone conclusion, and in the end, they had to do a cross-court pass. Clare Duwelius, the senior, steps up, and she takes the shot, and it goes down.
And I think if you're Augie and you give up a lot of points inside of Wayne State, you pretty much have to say, okay, we're going to make this team beat us from the outside today. And the Wildcats did that, winning the ballgame 61-59. Keep in mind, in that Central Regional, it's the Northern Sun Conference and the RMAC, the Rocky Mountain Conference. In those two conferences combined, 3 of the top 14 teams in the nation are in that group, with Wayne State at number 2, you've got Metro State at number 7, and Fort Lewis at number 14. Then you throw in Augie, who came into this week 22. 4 teams in the top 22 in the nation, all battling for one spot to go to the NCAA Division II National Tournament, and that regional will start next week, and again, most likely in Wayne, Nebraska, because typically the number 1 seed gets to host.
Yeah, exactly, and you've seen how slim that margin is between the number 2 team in the country and the number 22 team. A few plays here and there, and Augustana beats Wayne State twice out of 3 matchups this year. It's just going to be a fun regional tournament, and especially for these 2 teams.
Augie's 2 losses to Wayne State this year by a combined 5 points.
Yeah.
Wayne's only lost 2 games, 1 to Augie, 1 to the University of Mary. Much more to come. This is the Midco Sportsnet Studio Show from the Summit League Tournament on Midco Sportsnet, brought to you by the Luxury Auto Mall of Sioux Falls.